Hej på dig and welcome till Swedish black metal review here and classic reviews of Rauta. This time we go back in history about 15 years. That's when this album by Armagedda was released for the first time, and now it's time for a classic recap. So let's welcome Armagedda and its third album called, I don't know how to pronounce this properly, but Ond Spiritism, which has actually a longer title, which you can pretty much read there on the description. So this is a reissue of this album released in 2004, being the third album by the band. There was like 3 albums coming, one after another, 2002, 2003, and now finally 2004. Before that, the band released demos, splits, and other minor things. Well, that's pretty much of it. And basically after this one, there was not a single album, but kind of a goodbye EP, then some compilations and whatnot. Now, working as a two-man band, I think the band burned pride, because all these albums, which I have, by the way, reviewed here on Rauta, so if this is the first Armagedda review, be sure to check out the rest as well. So Ond Spiritism came as third and a kind of a final CD of the band, and all these albums are, in my opinion, just among the best of Swedish black metal. Now, it's clear that Swedish black metal is kind of a versatile, very diverse, so it's a completely different thing whether we're talking about bands like Bathory or Dark Funeral or bands like Armagedda. Now, Armagedda is, in my opinion, in the same sub-school as, say, Kraft from Sweden. That is the kind of inheritors of Darkthrone's style, at least that part which was kind of more or less created in the early and mid 90s, even late 90s, before Darkthrone went to do totally something different. So I think Armagedda, along with Kraft, became kind of a torchbearers of this kind of a raw and still very dark black metal, which is not maybe the most violent. Think of bands like Marduk, but then again, neither it's kind of a sophisticated and atmospheric and symphonic melodic black metal like so many other bands which wanted so-called softer style. So what Armagedda decided to do was to create this kind of inhuman, raw, bestial black metal. Not always maybe fast tempo, but still kind of evil spirited all the way. And in my opinion, these 3 albums are just great examples of how it could be without going full blast all the way. Because the key to this kind of evil music is not, in my opinion, in the blast beats. I mean, obviously, when you go fast, it creates some kind of energetic void or vortex which just drags you in. But in my opinion, many of those better albums, say once again Darkthrone, are the ones that manage to captivate you, which is kind of our very, very dark and sinister kind of riffing. And that's exactly what Armagedda was doing with this album as well. Since the band is pretty much solid and stable quality, it's really hard to pick kind of a favorite above others. That is, in my opinion, the kind of a key essence what is there among with many kind of bands, be it death metal, thrash metal, black metal. And I think all these 3 albums by Armagedda are, like I said, I keep repeating myself, I know, are the ones that it's pretty much easy to go from the first one to the third one and then come back and kind of a mix and match, because all these albums are clearly made of the same, I wouldn't know, satanic essence maybe. Definitely devil's music in its great ways. So once again, this is of good production, very, very nice black metal vocals, definitely above the average ones, and all the songs are really just there. Still, however, I must say, this is probably my least favorite because all the Armagedda albums are so good. But still, I might want to add that this is, in my opinion, kind of a modern classic. Modern in the terms of being kind of of this millennium, not of 80s or 90s. But still, it's already 15 years, and I think this album sounds very much of today. I mean, it's not like... It doesn't have this feeling that the years haven't been haven't been soft to that or hard, grinding it away. So in my opinion, you should totally be checking out from the links below what kind of music you might have just missed in the years back. So there you have it. My praises go to Armagedda. Definitely a good band, and too bad it's not active anymore, but then again, you can always go back to these 15, 16 and 17 years ago classics and enjoy them with full blow. There you have it. Thank you for watching, and should you have any questions, comments, opinions or random rants, put them on the comments box below and I'll get back to you. Cheers.